Actually, you started to answer the second thought that I had with it. The second question is, I've spoken with a lot of people, including my mom, with her loss of her father, about how long does the ache last for, and it seems like, I mean, you were kind of speaking to it, but it seems like it can last for your whole life. And so I guess my second question with that is, I don't see that as necessarily a bad thing, like but I guess I'm wondering how long does it last for, and how can I keep that as a healthy, good ache, you know, for it lasting my life.
I love that question too, because what kind of came to me was linking it right back to the beginning of the show with the Heartbreak song, right? Because I think it's kind of weird that I like love heartbreak songs. And yet it brings me back to that achiness in my heart to just like do a little sweeping, do a little cleaning. Like I think it's really good for us to feel into our hearts. And when we lose someone, or even the thought of losing someone, helps us go in and just say, hey, where am I at with that? My own glow, my own love light. And so I think that's part of what heartbreak comes to teach us, right? Whether it's a romantic loss or it's a parental loss or a loss of a friend, even if they haven't left the planet, but someone, a relationship that we've lost, it makes our heart ache. Like we can't, there's lots of relationships that I still have an ache in my heart. I wish that they were different. I wish that they would have ended different. I wish my fantasies would have come true. Right. So I think, yeah, I don't think we need to put a limit on like heartache. And I don't think we need to look at it as bad. I think, again, it goes back to that, like, let's not wallow in it. Right. And wallowing in it to me feels like when we're like really feeling victim of it. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like the difference is like when you really drop in, and the way that I'm being shown it right now is, when you start getting a thought and it's kind of like walking around the rabbit hole and then you start to realize that the thought like actually starts to pull you into like this like lower energy, like dip into it, but then go, oh wait, okay. And then don't go into the hole about it, right? So if you start feeling that, like let's just use your dad as an example, you start feeling the loss of a parent, feel it. Don't try to stop yourself from feeling it. But then get to a journal, get to a meditation where you start to say, oh, yeah, show me all those juicy things that are making me sad. But let me honor the beautiful relationship that I had. Right. And then if it's romantic, you don't want to stay attached to those because then you're just keeping your life cord connected to that person. So if it's a romantic thing, you do want to be able to know the difference, right, between honoring what they represented in your life, but not holding on to it where your heart's not open for other opportunities. So I think there's like a little bit of nuanced differences between like romance, family, people crossed over, all of those things. But I think it is just really having that discernment of like, okay, I'm at the rabbit hole and I've got some, some thoughts that are really making me feel this way. And I'm going to feel them. And then I'm going to let them go. And I'm going to do that through journaling. And I'm going to, transmute them through journaling. Right. And just see the beauty in all of it, because that is what relationships are here to do, is to help us see the beauty of who we really are. Is that helpful? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, we are down to the wire. We've got some additional questions that we didn't get to today. I will put them on the list in top queue for next week. Please tune in. And if you haven't already, please do the State of the Heart assessment. It's so much fun. You'll find out if your heart is blocked, broken, healing, or whole. And it just gets you, deeper reflecting into like, hey, like what's really heavy on my heart? Like what's the state of my heart? And you also get some tips, tools, techniques to help you with your spiritual toolbox. And if you want something more, of course, you can always read the book, Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics. And if you want something more, you can get the Awakening and Healing Handbook. It's on bethbell.me. There's lots of tips, tools, modalities in there as well. And there's the psychedelic resource guide. So if anything I've said about ayahuasca might start to tap some curiosity and interest, please go to bethbell.me. The psychedelics resource guide is really a great guide to help you explore whether or not this is the right option and how to go about it. And then, of course, we have the herpes handbook. So that's also on bethbell.me. I can't wait to see you next week. Please submit your questions, bethbell.me/question. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste.